Really quick, I just want a quick show of hands to see which one of you made a New Year's resolution this year. How many of you made New Year's resolutions? Let me see. Okay, quite a few of you. So some of you probably want to do better at school, eat healthier, be nice with your siblings, or some of you, like me, want to overcome a fear. I have lots of fears. I have fears of my hands being too sweaty when I go to shake someone's hand, which happens quite often. I have fears of going on a one-on-one date, like that terrifies me. I have fears of public speaking. That's my biggest fear out of it all, is public speaking. And so I wrote a quote over the holidays that said, if you can't, you must. And that really resonated with me because there were so many things that I was afraid of doing, and I just felt like I couldn't do because I just said to myself, I can't do that. That's one of the things I just can't do. So as one of my New Year's resolutions, I decided to live my life this year in the mindset of I must. Anything I think I can't do, I must do it. So I go to sleep January 1, so stoked for the new year. I'm going to live my life in this mindset. I'm going to have some more opportunities. I'm going to get so much more done. And just the way the world works, I wake up the next morning with a text from Caroline Vincent, and it says, we'd love to have you speak at our TEDxYouth event. And I was like, public speaking, in front of people of my own age, like, sorry, I can't do that. That quote. I must. So anyways, I'm here because I must. There's one question that drives our lives, and that question is, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Because there's a reason. If you could just understand what your purpose was, it's all everything. You know what school to apply for, you know what major to go into, you know what career to go into, you know which friends to hang out with, and your life would just, your energy would be focused, and you just know where to put all your time and resources. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can find your purpose. And when you do find your purpose, you'll live a life filled with immense amount of joy, happiness, and gratitude. So I'm here to tell you how you can find your purpose with 4 simple steps. Quick question for you guys. What if your greatest achievement in life, achievements of all achievements, awards of all awards, was to find your purpose and live a life along it? So, step 1 is unblocking fear. Fear blocks discovering your purpose. It limits you from discovering all that you have in you. So you need to eliminate fears. What are fears? Fears are merely irrational thoughts, things we think of that could go wrong, but in the end never actually end up going wrong. Take my biggest fear, for instance, public speaking. I've thought of all of the horrible things that could go wrong. I've thought of tripping as I walk up onto the stage. I've thought of going completely blank. I've thought of peeing my pants. I've thought of throwing up. I've thought of my hands being so sweaty that I drop the mic. So, but there's no real danger in here. A self-created panic attack, yes, but there's no real danger. So in order to eliminate fear, to discover all the possibilities that we have within ourselves, we need to eliminate fear. So you need to understand what your fears are, what frightens you the most. And then you must walk through it, charge through it, and do it again and again and again until it's no longer a fear. I have to do 26 TED Talks before I'm no longer afraid of public speaking. I will do it. So step 1, eliminate fear so you can discover all your possibilities that you have. Because one of your greatest gifts might be behind one of your greatest fears. Step 2, you need to understand what calls your soul, what your soul craves. So right now, I want you all to think of the happiest moments of your life. The happiest moments. You're filled with so much joy, you're at peace, and you're just radiating. Are you on the beach? Who are you with? Are you discovering something? Are you teaching someone something? Are you interested in a certain subject? When are you filled with immense amounts of joy? So, once you understand what your soul calls for, it's also understanding what your soul doesn't call for. So, if there's a certain activity you do and you're bored and you're tired and you have no energy, that's not what your soul calls for. That's not what your soul craves. So you need to understand where your soul is the happiest, where you're content, where you're the best self that you can be. A few years back, I was a junior at Christian High School, I was doing all the things that a typical grade student should be doing. I had straight A's, I was on the varsity swim team, I was doing community service hours, I was the leader of clubs. I was doing all these sorts of things that looked perfect on paper. But when I realized inside, I was perfectly miserable. I wasn't happy. I was literally depressed. I had no energy. I had no time for friends, fun, family. I had no time for happiness. I was doing all sorts of things to please other people, and I wasn't really, truly understanding what made me happy. So I decided to do some self-reflecting and understand what called my soul, when my soul was the happy. And I realized it was when I was being active, when I was doing something physical with my body. When I was dancing, I loved dancing. And then I also realized a big element was when I was teaching other people something or helping give to them something that they didn't know or teaching them or just contributing to their life. And that's when I felt the most amount of joy. So I decided to teach my sister and her friends a dance class once a week, a fitness dance class. That's where my fitness company, Fit with Cambrie, came from. And at first I felt awkward and made fun of and all that horrible stuff, but at the end of each class I was filled with immense amount of joy. I felt like I was living a life in line with my purpose. So cut to a few years later, I now have 4 dance teams. We're sponsored by Adidas. We perform at the LA TEDxYouth, the Convention Center, StyleCon, Topshop. We do charity events. We do all sorts of things. I have a fitness line, website, YouTube videos, all sorts of things. But at the end of the day, I'm happy. And I'm filled with so much joy. There's my fitness team. That's us at Topshop. And the truth is, success without purpose is life without joy, and therefore ultimate failure. Life's about being happy and giving back, isn't it? Step 3, you must find the element of giving, because at the end of it all, our souls are happiest when we're giving something back to other people. So once you understand what your soul craves, you need to find the element of contribution, how you can give back. This last year, I was cast in a dance movie, and I was so excited because I dance and act, and I was so stoked. But then, at the end of filming, I had the same exact feelings I did when I was back in high school. I felt bored and blah, and I didn't feel like I was contributing to anyone else's life. It's a great career, and it's a great way to help expand my platform. But there's no element to me of giving. But every career has that element of giving. You just make sure you're in the right career. A doctor helps heal their patients. Teachers help enrich the lives of their students. And chefs help give back to their customers with food. I'm sure you all had a teacher who's so stoked on teaching. They love teaching, and you love taking their class. And then you have teachers who are miserable and you hate taking their class. They're not in the right career field for their purpose. Their soul isn't calling that. So you need to make sure you're entered in the right career so your soul can be happy and you can give back. There's me in the dance movie. Last and final step is you need to envision your ideal world. Because the truth is we have the power to create the lives of our dreams. And it's up to us. It's not based off of circumstances, money. Those are just excuses. You have the power to create the life of your dreams. So you need to envision what your dream life is. You need to set goals on how to get there with specific deadlines. Make yourself accountable. And you need to make a plan of action. Specific plan of action. If you gave someone a bow and arrow and said, shoot this bow and arrow, they'd say, at what? But if you gave them a target with a bullseye and said, hit that target, the game changes. Now they have something to work towards. They have something to hold themselves accountable to. They now can set goals and practice to get to their bullseye. So you need to understand what your bullseye is. What are you aiming for? What are you shooting at? Then, it's the same thing with goals. It changes everything. Goals help you get to your target. This is one of my favorite quotes, because it tells it just how it is. It's the truth. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll follow someone else's plan, and guess what they'll have planned for you? Not much. So, you gotta create the life of your dreams with your purpose behind it, driving you and motivating you. Let's go to step 1 more time. Step 1, eliminate fear. Understand what is frightening to you and charge through it. Step 2, understand what your soul craves. When are you the happiest? Step 3, understand how that can give back to others. How you can take that element and teach others, because that will create an authentic product, an authentic service that no one else can create. Step 4, you can envision, set goals, make a plan of action, and make it happen. It's crucial that you understand where your soul is happiest, because at the end of this life, all that matters is, are you happy? Have you given back? Have you lived a life in line with your purpose? The greatest journey of them all is discovering your purpose and living a life along that. And remember, everyone, if you can't, that means you must. Thank you.